Welcome back to Kinematics Unit 2. What we have done previously, the position time graph, normal case and for relative velocity. And in this video, we have assignment or practice questions which were given at the end of the previous video on position time graph, and they are with solution. So what you should know, what we have done previously, that the speed of a position time graphs the speed or velocity of the object, the position time graph for different cases that we have done, and position time graph for relative velocity. If you are having confusions, do check the previous video. And these were the questions which were given. Do try all the questions on your own, pause the video, try all the questions, and then play it again to check your answers. In totality, there are 8 questions. Question number 1. What is the shape of the displacement time graph for uniform linear motion and uniformly accelerated motion? So for linear motion, it is a straight line, and for a uniformly accelerated motion, it is a parabolic path. Now this figure shows the displacement time graph. We have to comment on the sign of velocity of P, Q, R and S. It is very clear from the graph that the velocity at point P and Q is positive, and at points R and S it is negative. Now this is a position time graph of a one-dimensional motion of a particle. Is it correct to say from the graph that the particle moves in a straight line for t less than 0 and on a parabolic path for t greater than 0? If not, suggest a suitable physical context for this graph. So this is incorrect as a statement. The particle does not follow the trajectory of path followed by the particle as t equal to 0, x is equals to 0. Now the physical context is a free falling body held for some time at a height. It's not possible, unless it is a cartoon feature, that a body is freely falling and then it will stay at a height for some time. So the statement given in the question is incorrect. Question number 4. Look at the graphs carefully and state with reasons which of these cannot possibly represent one-dimensional motion of the particle. Okay, the first case. Now, the first case is not representing one-dimensional motion because a particle cannot have two positions at the same instant of time. Here at this time, there are two positions. 1, 2. Which is not possible. Let's take the next graph. Okay, this is again not one dimensional because the total path length traveled by particle cannot decrease with time. Let's move to question number 5. Suggest a suitable physical situation for the following graph. So this is the graph. Now first let us interpret the graph and then we will give a physical situation. Now interpretation of the graph, the first red line. What does the red line signifies? The body is at rest because it's not changing its position. Position is 0. Okay. Now the green one, the velocity increases with time and attains an instantaneous constant value. Okay. Then the third one, first till this point, the velocity then reduces to 0 till this point, till this. Now, and after that, what is happening? Velocity increases with time in opposite direction. Then the brown line, that means it comes to rest. Now, what is the physical situation? So, initially, let us suppose a carom disc is at rest. So, yes, the red one blinked, so it is the first scenario. Is hit by a striker, that means the green one, yes, it blinked. It rebounds, passes from the striker position, that means the violet one, and ultimately gets stopped after some time, yes, the brown one. Question number 6. Figure gives the xt plot of a particle in one-dimensional motion. 3 different equal intervals of time are shown. In which interval is the average speed greatest and in which it is least? Give sign of average velocity for each interval. Now, I will suggest you to zoom the graph so that you can see it properly. The first time interval, as you can see that the average speed is positive because it is increasing. Reason is the slope is positive. Let's come to the second one. Second one, average speed is positive because the slope is positive, but the average speed is least because if I find out the slope here, it will give me a very small value. Let us move to the third one, that is this part. In this, average speed is negative because the slope is negative. But here the average speed is greatest irrespective of the negative sign. Negative sign only shows the opposite direction. But if I find out the slope or the magnitude, it will be highest in this. That's why I will say the average speed is greatest in the third part. Question number 7. A three-wheeler starts from rest, accelerates uniformly with 1 meter per second square on a straight road for 10 seconds and then moves with a uniform velocity. Plot the distance covered by the vehicle during the nth second, that is n equal to 1, 2, 3 up to 10 versus n. What do you expect this plot to be during accelerated motion, a straight line or a parabola? So let us take the first case. U is 0 because it starts from rest. Okay, A is 1 meter per second square given in the question. Now for nth second the equation was Sn is equal to U plus A by 2, 2n minus 1. Let me put the values. U is 0, that's why it's not there. A is 1, so what I get? Sn is equals to 1 by 2 in bracket 2n minus 1. Now I will find out the Sn when the n values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and I will plot it on the graph. So when n is 1, Sn is 0.5, it is plotted on graph. When n is 2, Sn is 1.5, again plotted. N is 3, it is 2.5, 4, 3.5. 5, 4.5, 6, 5.5, 7, 6.5, 8, 7.5, 9, 8.5 and 10, 9.5. You can get all these values for Sn by putting the value of n equal to 1, 2, 3 up to 10 in this equation. You will get these values. If I join, I get a straight line. So this was case 1. Now case 2, after 10 seconds. So till 10 seconds, after the 10 seconds are finished, what is the velocity? V equal to U plus AT. Now U is 0, A is 1 and T is 10 seconds. So I get V is equals to 10 meter per second. So now it is a straight line parallel to the x-axis which shows n. So the motion of Sn and n, that is Sn and n, is accelerated, that is this straight line, from n equal to 1 to n equal to 10 second, as the slope will give acceleration. Now from this equation you can see that the slope of Sn and n will give me the acceleration, not the velocity. Do not confuse it with the position time. Here it is not position time. It is a graph between Sn and n. So this is uniform acceleration. Now after 10 seconds, what we found out? It moves with a uniform velocity. So the graph is a straight line parallel to time axis. Now for this you should refer to the velocity time graph which is there in the next video. because if a body is moving with a uniform velocity, the velocity time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Let us move to the last question. Two stones are thrown up simultaneously from the edge of a cliff 200-meter high with initial speeds of 15 meter per second and 30 meter per second. Verify that the graph shown in the figure correctly represents the time variation of the relative position of the second stone with respect to the first. Neglect air resistance and assume that the stones do not rebound after hitting the ground. Take g is equal to 10 meter per second square. Give the equations for the linear and curved parts of the plot. Okay. So let us take the origin for position measurement on ground. Okay. So we take the ground as the origin. Then the position of the two stones at any instant will be, for the first stone it will be x1 is equals to 200 because it was already the height of the cliff. Plus, then I use the equation s is equal to ut plus half at square. U is 15, t is t. Now y minus, because it is thrown upwards, so a has to be minus of 10. That's why it is minus of half to 10t square. Similarly, I can find x2 is equal to 200 plus 30t minus half into 10t square. This is equation number 2. Now, when the first stone hits the ground, x1 is 0 because ground was the origin. If it comes back to the origin, that means x1 is equals to 0. So, equation 1 equal to 0. When I solve this, I get t is equals to 8 seconds. There will be another value of t, but that will be negative. That's why we neglect that part. Now, from equation 1 and 2, I can say x2 minus x1 is equal to 15t. Now, as you can see that there is a linear relation between x2 minus x1 and t. So, the graph is a straight line up to 8 seconds. So, the green one signifies the same thing. Now, after 8 seconds, only the second stone is in motion because the first stone reached the ground itself. So, the graph is parabolic in nature in accordance with the equation x2 is equal to 200 plus 30t minus 5t square. So, the red one represents the parabolic part. Now, the second stone will hit ground when x2 equal to 0, or this equation, that is 200 plus 30t minus 5t square is equals to 0. On solving, I get t equal to 10 second. Again, there will be another value of t, but it will be negative, so we neglect that. That means after 10 seconds, the separation between the balls is 0, which explains the straight line part. That is the third one. So these were all the questions. I hope you have understood them. Do watch the next video for the velocity time graph. Thank you so much.